Hi, welcome to Landscape of Mothers. This is the Landscape of Mothers book that was published in 2020. It's about nature archetypes as a guide for parenting, for mothering. And so it introduced 8 nature archetypes that we could use as images of mother. So there is sun and moon mother, wind mother, desert mother, island mother, mountain mother, river mother, forest mother, and ocean mother. And so those are outlined in this book. And coming up soon and ready for pre-order now is the Inner Mother deck. So I have a prototype here that I wanted to share with you. So it looks a little different than this now. The centering and everything got better. And I just wanted to show you a little bit about the deck. So this is an Inner Mother deck. So while the book was kind of from the perspective of parenting, like how do I use these archetypes to be a better parent, the Inner Mother deck is really about how we grow our inner mother, the fact that she's sort of built on like our childhood experiences of being cared for, and often when we're trying to nourish or nurture our relationships as we get older, whether it's in our family, in our community, or sort of our ancestral relationships, we need to do some inner mother work. And so this deck is for that. So it's for being able to really ask good questions of our inner mother. So I wanted to share with you what the deck looks like and how it's organized. So this is the back. I personally did all of these drawings and images. And the way the deck is oriented, there's 72 cards in this deck. And there's a set of these, there's 8, what I'm calling them sort of the major archetype cards. One of them is the inner child. And the question that this card asks us is, what do the young parts of me need from my inner adult? It's sort of our foundational question for working with the inner child and the inner mother. So that's the first of those 8 cards. I'm only going to show you a few, but here's another. One of those other sort of major archetypes is, or overarching archetypes would be a grandmother. What kind of inner wisdom has been shaped by time and reflection. So she asks us to kind of think about, what do we already know because it worked well, or because we've had these experiences before. And I think there's one more, Mother Nature, another one of the major archetypes. What is nature's solution to my difficulty? So reminding us that we can look to the natural world for guidance when we need it. And then there are the 8 archetypes that are in the Landscape of Mothers book. Sun and Moon Mother is the first one that we run into, and her general question is, what needs renewing and restoring? It's the way the sun and moon move around the earth, the moon moves around the earth moves around the sun, and how that cyclicity, that cycling, that rhythm, that returning again and again, how that is part of our lives. And so Sun and Moon Mother reflects all of that. In this deck, there's this major Sun and Moon Mother card. This is the same image that's in the book. And then she has 7 supporting questions in the deck. So this is another Sun and Moon Mother card because it's on this same theme of renewing and restoring. And the question here is, where is nature a touchstone in the midst of my uncertainty? So like kind of where do we find the anchors in the things as they're moving? So that cycle and rhythm has then an anchor point in it, or a center to it. Another Sun and Moon Mother card in this deck brings the question, how can I build on what is already working? That is, how do I start from the center and work outward? So those are Sun and Moon Mother questions. And so for each of the 8 archetypes, there are 8 questions, including the archetype that's in the book. So another archetype in the book is Island Mother. She asks, who am I? And in this deck, she asks, who am I beyond my roles? Like who am I beyond what I do for others or how I appear? So who am I really internally? She has supporting questions also, and they all have the same border color. All of the mothers have their own border color so that you can tell them apart, as well as the name on the top. What is being asked of me? So if I'm becoming myself, what is being required of me? What is being invited forward? And another Island Mother card, you can tell both by the blue border and by the name at the top. What do I want my legacy to be? So starting to think about what it means to be who you are. Another archetype is Ocean Mother, who is in the book. How can I connect with the source of my life force energy? So this is getting into the sort of our cosmology, our spirituality realm, also our deep emotional realms, and as well as the things that we don't know. And so this is sort of that reconnection. How do I connect with that source of my life force energy? This is the Ocean Mother primary card, the one that is in the book. And her question is, what holds me? So this is one of her sub questions then of like, how can I connect with that life force energy that is that thing that's holding me? So this is an introduction to the deck and to how it works. The Inner Mother deck is for pre-sale on my website now. Thanks.